Koinant, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And in this age of philanthropy, from people like Rupert and Oppenheimer, where they're throwing R1 billion lifeline to the South African economy, I'm calling them out. I'm calling them out on donating another R1 billion each, this time to go into an NGO that they establish, they control where the money goes, but that money put aside for the victims of black economic empowerment. And in particular, the white squatter camps, dotted all around the country where whites are in starvation. Surely, if Rupert and Oppenheimer, for obviously a political motive, can donate R1 billion each in this sort of situation, surely they can donate R1 billion each, control the funding, and help support all those white squatter camps all over South Africa that are in dire need and poverty, and largely because of black economic empowerment. Surely they can do that. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, yesterday I revealed that to get the funding, the government was saying that you had to have 51% black ownership in the company, otherwise you could go and play in the hay because you wouldn't get 1 red cent. Well, now it appears that Rupert is saying that's not the way it's supposed to be. And I'll tell you what he says. Billionaire Johan Rupert said his R1 billion assistance will be available to all small businesses and their employees, and not only black-owned businesses. On Monday, the 23rd of March, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced a national lockdown for 21 days, which will begin from midnight on Thursday, the 26th of March. This will have a devastating effect on the South African economy and businesses, with some economists predicting massive job losses. To limit the economic impact of the shutdown on the economy, Ramaphosa said the government will be spending money to save lives and to support the economy. Well, on that particular point, I can assure you not 1 red cent of that government money will be going to the white squatter camps. That's a reality. You know, they have been treated abysmally by this ANC government. Anyway, Ramaphosa said, government is providing seed capital of 150 million rand, and the private sector has already pledged to support this fund with financial contributions in the coming period. 150 million rand. That's a drop in a bucket. That's not going to help at all. I mean, that's how bankrupt this ANC government is. Ramaphosa also applauded the contributions made by the Rupert and Oppenheimer families of R1 billion each to assist small businesses and their employees affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Shortly after this announcement, screenshots of a document started to circulate on social media, which suggested that only black-owned businesses will qualify for financial assistance. Well, yes, I posted that yesterday on a video. The document stated that for an SMME to qualify for relief, it must be 51% black-owned. The Department of Small Business Development highlighted this was a draft document from a week ago and was still under revision. But the fact that they had that point there as point C, and I'll attach it now so you can have a look, just reflects the deviousness of this ANC government. Let's have a look at that document, that draft document. Okay, we've all heard of draft documents with the ANC government, and this ANC government, as I've said so many times, couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. So clearly someone else is putting their documentation together. It's certainly not Ramaphosa and his ministry. We only wonder who. Okay, let's get back to the story. The Department of Small Business Development highlighted this draft. This was a draft document from a week ago and was still under revision. Listen to this. It was not meant to be shared with the public, the department said on Twitter. Well, guys, you got caught out, didn't you? And I was very happy to expose you. It is therefore not clear whether the same qualifying criteria will hold in the final version of the SMME relief funding document. Now, what's interesting about this particular 51% black ownership, and I did mention it in the earlier video, is that the only beneficiaries of this black ownership in companies are people very closely tied with the ANC, because they're spin-offs for that company through their association with the ANC. That's how it works in politics. Now, clearly, the John and Glovers who live out in Soweto, you know, the average black guy who probably works in a mine, he would never in a million years ever be one of those black beneficiaries of a 51% shareholding in a white-owned company. It's only, as I said, the well-connected, the ANC politicians, like Ramaphosa, who's a billionaire as a direct result of this policy, and of course, the family and the friends and the cadres. You know the story. It's called black privilege. That's what it's called. And it's the center of corruption in South Africa. Let's get back to the story. The government SMME website, where small and medium-sized businesses can apply for funding, also clearly asks for the gender and race of their shareholders. It also asks applicants about the gender and race breakdowns of their employees, which are typically associated with BEE requirements. There you go, it slips in again, one way or the other. When Rupert was asked about the alleged black-owned only assistance, his response was clear. Our assistance will be available to all South African businesses. It must be noted that Rupert's donation is part of the Solidarity Fund, which is separate from the government's SMME Relief Fund. To qualify for access to the SMME Fund, businesses will be required to register on the SMME South African platform. And I'll put a link to that below this video. When contacted, the Department of Small Business Development said more details will be shared at a briefing later today. Now, I don't know if that's come up, but I guess we'll find out. All right, so guys, there you have it. Rupert has stepped back from the idea that this is only available to 51% black-owned companies, suggesting it's open to all black-owned companies. As I said at the very start of this video, I'm calling on Oppenheimer and Rupert, because they're now in a philanthropic mood, to put R1 billion each into a fund, which they can manage, but that money is to go directly to the people who've been impacted directly by black economic empowerment. And I'm talking specifically about white squatter camps around South Africa that reflect the reality of how this ANC government's racist policies have completely decimated the white population in South Africa. Okay, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.